So we were just over at the Clopen Effect talking about something that happened to Cass at a store.
Why is it always me it happens to?
I don't know. I was really
That's
trying to
not
like
true.
dig deep and find something, and I couldn't find anything. This is definitely on you.
You'll be laying in bed tonight, and you'll be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot about that one time that this happened."
Always.
Totally relate.
We were talking about why, because we work in retail, so
Yeah.
we're around a lot of people very often.
Yes.
And actually, it even happens when I'm not working. You know, we talked about that. Like, someone will just come up and be like, I know you don't work here, but you know. Oh, here's one. So I'm sitting at a coffee area of the store on my computer. I didn't have a badge on or anything. I had just gotten there. I'm typing away, and the barista was missing. Like, I don't know if she went to the back room or something. So a lady was standing there, and I looked up and smiled and just kept typing. And then she walked up to me a few minutes later, and she goes, well, you would know. Is there someone working here?
Oh, my gosh.
And
why would I know?
I was going to be sassy and say, I don't work here, but I do, so I didn't want to lie. You know, I sometimes play stupid, sometimes whatever.
I love playing stupid.
But I know, but I said, you know, she was here. I think she probably walked to the back. I heard her say something. Oh, okay, fine. I'll wait a few more minutes. And sure enough, she was back in like a minute. It was probably just the time for her to go to the back room. But I thought to myself, how would you think that I would know where this barista is?
Do you know how many times I walk into a store and they have a cafe section, or like you said, maybe a coffee shop in the store, and there's people on their laptops there?
Yeah. So every single one of them knows the barista's schedule?
Right.
I just found it very strange.
I see people get lunch like we have like hot bar, you know, like hot food.
Yeah, and they go and sit.
Salad bar.
Yeah.
They go sit over there. Are those people supposed to know what people's schedules are at the donut shop right there?
I didn't have a coffee. I literally just got there and sat down, and I could sense her. You know how you can always sense people around you?
Yeah.
Especially with anxiety, you can sense that kind of stuff. So I knew she was there waiting, and I just made the mistake of looking up and smiling. Maybe she thought that I was acknowledging that she was there as a customer.
Yeah.
But again, that's the kind of stuff that happens to me. Not the kind of stories that you hear, the very personal stories that you hear. Why don't you repeat it real quick? They're going to hear it on Clopen, but tell us real super quick what happened today.
Oh my God, I hate it.
But then we're going to like dig a little deeper.
Yeah, so I was fixing up a bunker of a display of some product, and this older lady comes, I don't know how you want to say it, not stomping, not waddling, strolling, comes strolling over with her little walker, and she leans on the bunker and she says, so what are you doing? And I was like, is she talking to me? Clearly you can see I'm flipping product over because it's face down and I want it face up. I said, oh, I'm fixing stuff up. And she goes, are those good? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I've never tried them. I said, but these are good over here. No, I don't eat those. And I was like, oh. And she goes, I don't eat much anymore. I said, well, why not? You know? And she said, I have cancer. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah. And she goes, and it's the worst kind of cancer. And I was like, what is it?
Is it all cancer bad?
I feel like, everybody feels like they probably have the worst kinds of cancer.
Yeah, I would think so. That's the worst.
And she goes, it's rectal cancer. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And then she just walked away. Just walked away.
Needed to say it to someone
to get it off
that
her
didn't.
Just put it on mine.
Jeez, I know, right? But you were mentioning in the other episode that people seem to do that to you, where I don't get that. I get different weirder things, but or weird things, not weirder, but people just do that.
They just
to you.
They tell me, you know, I've always said I'm a secret keeper, but I'm really not, because I have a podcast that
we tell everybody things. You have 2 podcasts, by the way.
I'm like, I love people's secrets, you know? Like, if someone's like, oh, my God, can I tell you something? I'm like, absolutely.
I do that, too. I call you. I'm like, you have a minute? You're like, yes.
Oh, God. Oh, if it's good, juicy gossip. I
Don't give
love
me the mediocre
stuff. I love it. Even the mediocre stuff, it just holds me over till the next juicy gossip time, you know? But, yeah. I don't know why people feel so comfortable with me. And I said on Clopen, like, I often wonder, should I have been a therapist?
Yeah.
Because people clearly feel so comfortable telling me every single issue they have. So I should probably try to make money doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking that's a lot of schooling that I probably couldn't do. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe I could, but I don't want to.
Sure.
I don't want to.
Yeah. Maybe there's different avenues or something. So when she told you that, were you able to let it go then? I know we're talking about it now times two.
No. Yeah, I just kind of, I go back to work.
Does it just bounce right off? And okay,
yeah,
well,
I mean,
I'm keep flipping over these chickens.
Yeah, if it was my grandma who said that, obviously I'd be devastated, but like, I don't know this woman, and I, again, how do you react to that?
Right. She clearly, I feel like she clearly needed to tell somebody. And you just so happened to be someone that she
was right there.
Trusted to tell.
I guess. Trust what? She don't know me from nobody either. I mean, who am I going to tell? Everybody on this podcast, but what do you know her as?
A lady at a store, yeah.
Yeah.
And you said she was with her daughter.
I believe so.
Or she was with someone.
Yeah.
So maybe she just heard it?
I don't know. I mean, she said I don't eat much anymore. So that makes me feel like she's had it for a while.
Maybe she's hopefully healing and she just needed to say it again before she healed. Let's hope for that.
Okay. We just laugh.
Well, what'd you say? If we don't laugh, we cry.
It's so bad.
All right, so
anyways,
oversharing is actually self-soothing for the person that's doing it. I don't know about the person that has to ingest it. Yeah. Talking out loud is a coping mechanism. It helps organize thoughts, reduce internal chaos, and feel temporarily relieved.
Okay, is that why we talk to ourselves sometimes? Maybe too.
Oh, man, my husband talks to himself
it's like,
all
boom,
the time.
Get it off my shoulders, chest, head, whatever.
Yeah. Like, I've heard him telling people off in the bathroom. He's looking in the mirror telling someone off. He doesn't realize that he's doing it. But maybe he's putting on his shoes, or he's looking at the mirror, or he's like getting ready to go.
I mean,
he's like, "Listen, motherfucker."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Who?"
Is he talking to himself?
He's talking to himself, but he's preparing for what he's gonna say. He doesn't talk like that, but he's preparing like, "I'm gonna hand this to you." Blah blah blah. You can hear him like talking it through out loud.
It's weird now that I think about that. Now that we talked about that, like, yeah, I give myself like pep talks, but I've never had to like. Be like, listen, Cass, you're going to go in there and you're going to tell them. Never had to do that.
So you just do it in your head.
But I mean, I've never been in a situation where I had to be like, you're going to go tell them to F right off. Like.
Yeah.
Like I might give myself a pep talk like, yeah, we can do this. We're going to work today. Let's go get a Starbucks,
right. But you don't do conversations in your head.
No.
You tell yourself what you're going to do, but you don't have conversations. Mm-mm. See, I have conversations in my head.
No.
Especially if someone makes me angry, because I am like a raccoon in a corner. I'm like, they call me Mare Bear.
Yeah.
Like, I am totally fine until someone messes with me.
Yeah.
But then I spend all night thinking about what I'm going to say to them.
Yeah.
Or why didn't I say it this way? Or why didn't,
Yeah, gross.
Well, it's so gross. But I don't think I need to pep talk myself. So this, again, we're the opposite people.
Right.
So I can get up in the morning and be like, this is your list, go get it done. I don't have to I guess it is kind of a pep talk, but not really. Mine's the other way. Mine's the conversations.
I have to be like, look, this is your list, okay?
You're going to get this done today.
Get at least 2 of them done on your list. What the hell?
Yeah.
You can't get 2 done? Come on.
Have you ever found yourself oversharing with someone working in retail?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not, but probably as an employee, oversharing with other employees. Never. Maybe not never. Maybe I just haven't thought of it. But I really feel strongly that I've never went into a store and been like, hey, meat cutter, can I get 2 New York strips? And by the way, my grandma died last night.
Right.
Right.
You just don't.
Not.
Yeah.
Perfect opportunity. It was my birthday. I worked on my birthday. I could have been all day long. Today's my birthday. Today. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I didn't tell nobody.
I was telling people. I told the store director.
I was laughing because I saw the deli lady at my store.
Yeah, at the second store, right?
And she comes running up to me, happy birthday. And I was like, I know she's not talking to me right now. How do you even know it's my birthday? I'm not friends with her on social media, nothing. And she's like, I saw Meredith. And I was like, oh, that little bitch. That little bitch.
I go, she's coming here. Tell her.
Oh,
tell
my
her
God. She goes, I've been looking for you for like 2 hours. I'm like, I just got here.
That's awesome. She's a sweetheart.
She is. I do like her a lot.
I feel like I used to be someone that overshared to anybody that would listen. I would tell them my woe is me stories and all this kind of, and now I don't. Like I'll tell close friends, like obviously you know stuff or you know, I just am a storyteller, which is why we have these podcasts, because it gives me an outlet. But I don't tell strangers. I used to. I noticed that I used to do that because I would get in my car and be like, why did you just tell them all of that? And now I don't anymore.
They don't need to know your second-born's cousin's
my husband does, though.
Name.
And it makes me roll my eyes.
Yeah. He knows too many people, though.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, he could almost be tricked if someone just said, oh, hey, like, somebody could mistake your husband for another person by the same name, and your husband would be like, oh, yeah.
Yep.
I must know this person.
From this and this.
I'm going to tell him everything about the kids, my wife, the house, everything that's going on, the business, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah. Overshare. Yeah. And he's Italian.
And he's Italian, and he's the baby of the family.
Oh, yes.
So, and not to say anything bad, but when he had his arm in his sling and we would go shopping, I almost felt like he was looking around for people that he would know so that they could come over and be like, what happened? Yeah. And all they would say is, Meredith, what did you do to him? That was the biggest line.
Well, you know.
Was he being sassy again?
I would have been like starting out with, I beat his ass.
So some people just like to share that with strangers or acquaintances.
Acquaintances. I've definitely like regretted oversharing before. Like,
oh, definitely.
You know, and it's like you walk away and you're like, dang, I just like gossiped about somebody else. Like that wasn't even my business to talk about, you know, and like maybe you did it because you care about that person and you're just like trying to get input on like how to help that person or something like that, you know, and then you regret it. You're like, fuck, I should have never even told them about that. Like they don't need to know all that about that person or myself or whoever, you know, so.
Just in the past couple years, I've gotten better because I know a couple years ago, as soon as something would happen, I would immediately pick up my phone and want to call someone and just, bleh.
Yeah.
And I've actually gotten better.
Yeah.
Even Bestie said, I really haven't heard much from you about this, and this. And I'm like, I'm trying not to.
Now you just do it once a week and it's a lot.
Maybe.
No.
That was a lot last night, wasn't it? I went to go. I'm like, should I send it? I'm sending it.
Send it. Always send it. And then you're like some Bestie's like, oh, Cass must be in bed. And I'm like, I'm here.
Still reading it.
I'm like, I just laid down and I heard my phone go off about 38,000 times while I was trying to find something to watch on TV. But you can't leave it like on a movie. Otherwise it just starts it. And I probably don't want to watch that movie. I had to find one before I answered the text messages.
I got over it though. I sent the text and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, good.
I think we all do that.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
But
you know, you got to vent about stuff.
So it says when you have people that come up to you, I'm gonna say you because they don't do it to me. And they tell you what's happening and they offload. It's actually called emotional offloading.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're carrying too much emotional weight, maybe you unconsciously, can't say that word, unconsciously.
I have a hard time.
Hand some of it to a person in retail, shopping, whoever's closest.
Bartender.
Even if that person is just the cashier at a grocery store.
Right. And like we said on the last episode, it's like, because you said it, you got it off your chest. They don't know you from anybody. They have nothing to say. Probably made it a little awkward, but you feel better. And then you're just going to walk away and you don't have to think about it anymore. And maybe you do, but at least you told somebody else about it, you know?
Yeah. And they say it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Speaking out loud. It helps organize your thoughts.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't know. So it says when we're anxious, our prefrontal cortex, we're going to get real scientific here.
Okay.
The part that helps us think rationally and filter out our words gets hijacked by our limbic system, LIMBIC system.
Yeah.
The emotional part of the brain. This is why we can't always control what comes out of our mouths when anxiety hits.
So when you get a lobotomy, they take out your limbic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because
that's what gives you emotion.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, bah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The brain interprets anxiety as a danger signal, and we try to regulate ourselves by speaking out loud and venting and blurting things out and sharing, you know.
Yeah.
cancer
I could
diagnosis
see that.
and stuff like
Well,
that.
you know, and like when you're emotional and like maybe you're having a fight with somebody, you say shit that you do not really want to say and you regret later.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just trying to like stabilize, right?
Yep.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Yep.
I don't know how saying shit you're going to regret later is stabilizing, but
Yeah.
apparently
Sometimes it makes it worse.
it's what we all do.
Jeez. I know it says the overshare hangover hits, like we just talked about. Like, why did I just say that? That was too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
But here's the thing now, is that lady that came up to you while you were working, now is she at home going, oh man, I told that lady? She's not.
No.
She's not. It was like she needed to vent to you or to blurt it out to you.
I feel
then
like
maybe she told a few other people along the day and now everybody knows.
Yeah, and maybe she's an attention seeker.
Maybe.
She's like, I have to tell as many people as I can.
I feel like there's a lot of people online like that.
Yeah.
Like I just saw something that I screenshotted and sent to another bestie and I said, I can't believe she's trying to relate with this.
Yeah.
Like someone posted something because they just needed to vent it out.
Right.
And it was very like, you know, usually when people put stuff out there, I'm like, oh, come on. You just want to, you know, but she literally is going through a time and she said, here is how I'm feeling right now. Here's how my day is going. And someone commented, I feel the same. It never gets better, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? No.
If somebody is reaching out because they're mentally at their limit.
Yep. And this person is.
You don't say like, yeah, it'll never get better. Like you just don't say shit. You leave it alone. If you don't have anything nice to say or stable to say, don't say anything at all.
And my big thing is you don't have to relate to everybody. I feel like everyone wants to relate to every single thing that they see on TikTok and the socials.
Yeah.
You don't have to relate to people.
I feel that way when I'm drinking. I want to let every single person know how much I enjoyed their video. And I'm like, you can just like it and scroll on. You don't have to comment.
But yet here I am commenting. And then I go and look back at my comments and there's like missing words. I'm like, you're an idiot. I always miss a the somewhere.
Or else it's just H-E. Like you miss the T. Put down the wine, Cass.
So wine and socials don't mix. Okay, good to know.
No, it didn't take us this long to figure that
out.
Oh,
and you know when I do it is when I post that we were at a concert and then have a couple drinks and then I see that people are commenting and so I go to write back and the next morning I look, I'm like, who were you talking to? Who was talking?
Yeah. That is fun.
Oh, whatever.
That's fun.
But I guess if you feel like you need to go to shopping and tell someone, maybe you need to go seek out a mental health professional.
I mean,
or
is
maybe
it always
you do.
that serious? I don't know, you know.
Well, that lady today was serious. But all the other ones maybe that you've heard,
like, you know, we've been talking about this lady now, so I'm really thinking about her.
Right, but you weren't before.
It's like, no, I wasn't. Because it was like it happened and I was like, whatever, and went on with my day. And maybe she did too, you know? Like, maybe she was just like, I don't even care, but everybody should know that I'm dying, you know? Like, I mean, she didn't say that, but I'm going to assume if you have rectal cancer, like...
She called it the worst kind.
She said
I think it's all bad.
The worst kind.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Then does she have a colostomy bag? Now I have so many questions.
Right. Well, see, now next time you see her, you can ask all the questions and then come back to the
If I
to the
see
episode
her
and tell her.
again and she comes up to me, I'm just going to be like, how's your butthole?
Yeah. And you know what? She would probably appreciate that.
She would.
Because she would want to talk about it.
You know, because I think, too, if I see that old man that stopped me and talked my ear off that one time, I would be like, hey, you call your kids, let them know you love them.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you did tell them that
I
last
did.
time.
I told them. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't even care
think
if
you
they
have
don't
your calling.
answer.
I think you have your calling. You need a button that says, talk to me, I'm here for
Oh,
you.
shoot. No, didn't we just order stickers that say,
do not engage?
Give me a couple. I'm going to put them on my
I was going to say, we went the opposite. We went the opposite way one week. Now we're going the other way. We're here for you. We're usually stocking bread. You can find us in the bread aisle.
You know, if you see me in the store stocking and you want to tell me something cool and funny, like,
all
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to tell me depressing stuff, please don't. I'm too empathetic for that. Please don't.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that's all.
Okay. Thanks for listening to my crazy lady story today.
Talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.